So what is up, diecast collectors? This is OBB, the diecast news guy, bringing you all with a very special diecast review on Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s 1982 Wrangler Ford Thunderbird for Bud Moore Racing. And let me tell you what, dude, this is a really cool diecast that I've actually had for quite a while. As you can see, it's definitely beat up. It looks like it probably has already been opened with, but really cool. As you can see, this is a Winner Circle diecast. So I know how much you guys love the Winner Circle diecast reviews, and this one's really cool, and I'm sure a lot of Earnhardt fans are going to be pretty surprised that, the good old man, the myth, the legend himself, Dale Earnhardt Sr. actually raced a Ford. So I'm sure all you Chevrolet fans are going to be quite triggered on that, but this is a really nice, cool model. Even though it's not really perfect by any means necessary, dude, in terms of the sponsors. This right here, I'm actually looking forward to unbox this, but the main reason why I'm doing a diecast review on this, because we are going to be seeing a version of this car coming up at today's race for the Xfinity Series with Hailie Deegan. So we're going to be on to more of that pretty soon, as there's the box. If you guys want to see that, just copyright stuff, so that way this car is not made illegally. And now let's get on to the diecast review and the official unboxing of Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s 1982 Wrangler car. And alrighty, folks, we got this diecast out of its box, but before we take a look at that, like every Winner Circle diecast review, we always get a nice little trinket. In this case, it is a trading card, which is pretty cool, part of the Winner Circle's Lifetime series. But there is a picture of the actual car, so we can be the judge of it. I mean, does it look pretty accurate to what it is? I say so. I mean, some sponsors were missing, but heck, it is some damn good quality, to say the least. I mean, heck, I don't even think I reviewed a Ford Thunderbird yet on this channel. But now for some story time, if you guys want to go ahead and pause the video, you can read that. I mean, that is what the pause and play buttons are for. But there's all the stats right there, so you guys can stay up to date on what this car is, because I'm sure a lot of people did not know, but yeah, Dale Sr. actually drove different numbers before he drove that iconic number 3 Wrangler car, and this one is absolutely no exception. Again, I've had this diecast for quite a while in my collection, but since Hailie Deegan is doing a throwback on this car for number 15 AM Racing Ford Mustang, which I think is pretty appropriate because they managed to not only have the number 15, but also put on a Ford, which I know a lot of the Chevrolet fans are going to be absolutely triggered, so we're going to get a manufacturer war in the comments. But also want to give a quick shout out to my good buddy, Little Wrangler 3, another fellow diecast reviewer and diecast YouTuber, custom maker as well too. But yeah, I mean, this one's for you, Wrangler, if you are watching this. I mean, I always definitely get some good nostalgic vibes looking at these Wrangler cars, and this one right here is no exception, man. The Ford Thunderbirds are a very unique looking car. I mean, while I say this car wasn't really competitive, probably to say the least, especially since the 80s were kind of rough for Ford. Let's just say that, especially in '82. But this is a cool partnership that Dale Sr. and Bud Moore came up with the number 15 Wrangler car. But of course, everyone kind of remembers this car from having that absolutely horrific crash that happened at Pocono. I mean, if you guys don't know, I mean, I think it was, it happened. One of the tunnel turns where Dale Sr. literally lost his brakes. I guess you could say he wrangled out the competition. I know that was a bad joke. Anyways, look at the nice little horsey. No, he lost the brakes, and him and Tim Richmond got collected with each other, and that was a pretty scary wreck, man. I mean, probably I would say that wreck is even more vicious than what eventually became his fatality in the 2001 Daytona 500. But man, I love the details on this, man. You got the nice little chrome paint right there to showcase some of the accents of the front bumper. Right there, you see where the cowl is too. You see that, pretty cool. Almost looks like the car almost has the illusion of probably wanting to open up the hood, but it doesn't. We got that big old 15 right there, which looks pretty cool. Sorry, Mikey, that's not you. But we got all these nice little cool sponsors right here, which some might look pretty familiar and others probably are now longer around. We do got STP, so how about that? 2 iconic sponsors from 2 iconic drivers, Wrangler, STP, Senior, Petty. But yeah, dude, this is a very unique car. I mean, I don't really know how unique this mold is, but I mean, as you guys can see, I mean, this was made by Hasbro in 1998. So, but for them to actually go back in time and make a diecast of this is pretty darn cool, and it has held up pretty well in terms of like the packaging. You could probably find this on eBay too if I had to guess. But we got the Goodyear Eagle tires as well, which they were white back then. So how about that? But we got more Wrangler. I know that looks goofy in the back. There's no actual decal headlights. Wow, I didn't realize as well, this car doesn't even have a spoiler too. Man, is that what the actual cars look like back then? No, okay, this car does kind of have a spoiler, a little bit on the card, but here, not really, so I know that looks really odd. Can't really call it a stock car without a spoiler, but it's a unique diecast, a unique body style. Definitely screams 80s, I will say that. And look at that, guys. They even got some interior detail on the inside as well. You can see the steering wheel and all that stuff. Just really good job by Hasbro. You've got Dale Earnhardt's name right there. But I think Dale Sr. was actually able to get at least one win in this car, if I'm not mistaken. But what's sad about that is that was the one and only time Ford won in 1982. So if you guys have any more stories to share about, if some of your older fans are watching, feel free to let me in on some stories. Because heck, I was born in 95, so I just literally got the gif of just what Dale Sr. was in terms of NASCAR history. But this is the guy that got me into NASCAR, ironically. I mean, so you gotta love it, dude. Now, let's get actually a debate going around. When you think of Dale Sr., guys, do you prefer his Wrangler car or do you prefer that very iconic GM Goodwrench car? Because, heck, I feel like both are very iconic and in unique different ways. I mean, when you see a Wrangler car, you know that's immediately Earnhardt, whether it's junior or senior. This one is no exception, and I'm glad that they are actually doing a proper throwback on this. Don't get me wrong, I love the Jeremy Clements throwback from 2022, which I had the pleasure of seeing that car, as now we're showing a side-by-side comparison of the only Wrangler car I have in my collection, which, the only one that's kind of updated. I know this is supposed to represent the 87 Southern 500 win for Dale Sr., and his one and only win came at Darlington, so how about that? Both the Darlington winners for the Darlington races. So definitely a proper throwback review. But I was trying to say earlier, though, is that, the Jeremy Clements throwback was cool and all, but it was the 51 Chevrolet, which, I mean, some people are going to like that, but in terms of accuracy, it wasn't really accurate to what his 1982 car is. So I think the Haley Deegan one from AM Racing is going to look a lot better. They even got the colored rims too, which, as you guys can see, I mean, they don't have it on here. They do on the card, but here they don't. Hasbro just probably couldn't, actually afford that. But I still think it's pretty cool. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Wrangler paint scheme, dude. It is so iconic. It's not even funny, man. I would love if Wrangler could actually join back in on NASCAR. And, the moment Wrangler steps back into NASCAR, oh boy, they're going to bring this car back. You just know it. It's just so iconic. But feel free to comment below what you guys have to share about this diecast review, as I think that's going to wrap it up right here. So, we're going to go ahead and now get on to watching the Xfinity race at Darlington. Maybe we'll see this car in victory lane or have a good run by Haley Deegan. But comment, subscribe. This has been OBB, the Diecast News Guy. Thank you guys so much for watching this very special Winner's Circle diecast review on Dale Sr.'s 1982 Wrangler jeans Ford Thunderbird for Bud Moore Engineering. So, we'll see you guys next time, and I'm going to go ahead and Wrangler my way out of here.